Hi everyone, welcome back to a Paper Flourish craft video. My name is Julie. So I'm going to make a card using some of the incredible new stamps that we've just got in store and also onto our online store, paperflourish.com.au. They are from Visible Image, and the Visible Image stamps come from England, and they are a stunning group of stamps. So these are some of my absolute favorites. So I want to use those on a card. Today I've got here the No Filter stamp. I think she is just so beautiful. I'm also going to use the Background Vision stamp, and I'm going to use the A to Z stencil as well. So I'll just pop those to the side for the moment. To start with, the card front, I'm going to use some Lavinia Multifarious cardstock, the white, and I've cut a 5.5-inch square for that one. Now I'm going to use some sprays. The ones I'm going to use today are the 13 Arts Pearl Mist sprays, and I've got the pink, pearl pink, and I've got the pearl violet. These are really beautiful and they give you a nice shimmer. So I'm just going to get my splatter box, which you'll be pleased to see I've finally replaced the paper towels in. They're getting a little bit messy, won't they? So I'm going to start by adding some pink. So I'm just going to give that a shake to move the pearl around in the spray. These are stunning colours, and I'm just going to spray this onto the card. I don't want a complete coverage, but fair coverage there. And I'm going to give that a bit of a dry. Won't take long to dry. Pretty pink, isn't it? Beautiful colour. You can see there, just giving it a dry. You can see the sparkle and the shimmer already coming from that spray. Alright, so getting a little bit of a dry. I'll give it more of a dry in a moment, but I want to add some stenciling using that A to Z stencil. So I'm just going to place this. I think I'm just going to place it over here. Actually, I might go over this side. I might do it this way. I'm just going to place it on this side of the card. And this time I'm going to use the pearl violet. Very, very pretty colour, this one. And I'm just going to spray on top of the stencil, take the stencil away, and we've got the image sitting there on the card. I'm just going to remove that, pop this to the side. Your stencils clean off, no problem with a baby wipe, those sprays, but isn't that cool? Doesn't that look beautiful? All right, let's give that a really good dry now before we stamp on top of it. It doesn't take long to make a really effective background. I'll hold it up to the card once the camera a bit closer once it's dry, so hopefully you can see the sparkle and shimmer sitting in amongst this. But these sprays are just beautiful. They come in a wide range of colours, blues, greens, pinks, yellows, you name it, we've got it. I just had a visitor and he's gone. Murphy, do you want to come back? Here he comes. He came in to see me and he's wandered off again. We'll see if he comes up to say hello. Might just want to wait till the heat tool's finished. As you know, he's not a mad fan of the heat tool. Come on, it's safe now. You can come up now. I think you're a bit scared by that. Now, if I hold that up to the light, can you see the shimmer and sparkle sitting in that? So beautiful. All right, so we've got our base done. Now I'm going to stamp the images onto the card with the Versafine Clair Nocturne ink pad. And then I'm going to emboss them with the Ranger Superfine Clear Embossing Powder to give a really nice, strong, clear image. Come on. Here we go. Come and join in. Here comes Murphy. Here we go. You settle down there. So as we know, to stop the embossing powder going where we don't want it to, the card, I've got my Antistatic Pad. Just going to rub that over the card, fine powder. And it will just mean that the embossing powder sticks to the stamp and not to the rest of the card. Okay, so let's get some stamping happening. What do you think, Murphy? Not sure if you can see him there, but he's sitting on my lap at the moment, joining in. Archer, hello. There we go. He's had a lovely day out in the sun today, I think. It's been a beautiful day. Got my stamp press. Let's pop it in here. Now, for this one, I want to stamp the first stamp right over on the side. So right over here. So I'm going to move this over on the stamp press a little bit as I do that. Okay, let's pop the magnets on. There we go. All right, that'll hold that down. Now the first one I'm going to stamp is from the No Filter stamp set. I'm going to stamp this beautiful face onto the card. She's rather lovely. I'm going to bring her, and I want to position her over on this side of the card. The reason I went with a 5.5 inch card front is because she's just under 5.5 inches long, this stamp. So I've got her right over there on the side. Let's close the stamp press. Now I've got a piece of paper ready, all set to go to place to do the embossing powder part on. That's all held down there. So let's ink up the stamp now with the Versafine Clair Nocturne pigment ink, so it's going to stay wet long enough for me to get the clear embossing powder onto the image. There she is. What do you think of that, Murphy? Pretty good, huh? All right, let's press that down. As long as that card doesn't move, I might just give it a second inking. It hasn't moved. Look at her, isn't she stunning? I definitely want to use her in a journal page as well, so keep an eye out for that video. I think she'll make the most gorgeous journal page. I'm just going to do one stamp at a time. So we've got her stamped. All right, let's just pop that to the side for the moment and get the clear embossing powder onto that image. Here it is. I'm just going to tip that on while the ink is still pretty wet there. Versafine Clair dries fairly quickly, but it will stay just wet long enough for me to get that embossing powder on. There we go. So as we know, when we put that on, she kind of disappears. I'm just going to take the excess off there. Let's pour this back into the jar, Murphy. Oh, he likes the look of this. What's going on there, Murph? It's all happening today. Okay, Mr. Murphy. I'm just going to clear that little bit of powder up off my Lavinia craft mats, as we know every single thing wipes off this mat beautifully. All right, let's give that a blast with the heat tool. Sorry, Murphy. I'll try not to scare you too much. And you'll see the stamp, that dark image, come back as the clear embossing powder melts and sets. There we go. Careful, that's hot, darling. That's a good boy. Here we go. Now it's happening, Murphy. Look at this. This stamp has so many details in it. Not only her beautiful face, but amongst her hair, there's numbers and all different things going on. I'm very keen to play with this stamp. There we go. Now she's all set. So let me show you that a little bit closer up. See all the detail? Have a look at the detail in her hair and everything. She's absolutely beautiful. Now, I could leave it just like that with the stenciling on the side. It looks pretty cool. But I've got another idea I want to try. And I have seen this done on the Visible Image YouTube channel. Mark there does the most amazing videos, and I'm going to combine this stamp. Now I can pop it right in the corner. You right there, Murphy? Where's he off to now? And this time I'm going to bring in, you right? Where are you off to? He's going to jump down. No? What you going to do, Murph? You going to come up and say hello on the table? Maybe. All right, now this here, the background vision stamp, this side of it, and even this one would work, but I'm going to use this side of the stamp, and it works really well as the other sort of half of her face. And it looks so interesting and different. So I said I could leave it just like that, but I'm itching to give this a go. So here we are. See how it just fits in? And you'll see that as we stamp it, how well it goes with this stamp. There it is there. All right, let's pick that up. Now this time I don't know if I'm going to do the clear embossing. Oh, I'm kind of thinking of just doing it straight out in the Versafine Clair Nocturne. We'll see what we decide. I think I might just stamp it straight out with the Versafine Clair. So it makes her face still with big feature of the card. We'll see. I've inked that up. Just get a little bit of ink on the stamp press. Put that away and let's stamp this. Wait till you see this. It looks so cool done. Have a look at that. How interesting is that? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to clear emboss that. I think I'm going to leave it just in the plain Nocturne Versafine Clair. That will work. So let's, and it's stamped beautifully. I don't need to stamp that a second time. So let's just pop that one to the side. Doesn't she look stunning? It's just the most amazing stamp. Okay, now I'm just going to give that a quick dry to make sure that Versafine Clair is dry. Oh, it looks like it's already dried. If I was going to be doing other sort of mixed media work on top of this, I would have used an archival ink, black archival, using a dye ink, but I'm not. The only other thing I want to add to this card is, there we go, is a sentiment. Now the no filter stamp set comes with all these lovely hashtag words, so I think she's definitely hashtag beautiful. So let's pop that on, find a spot where we can fit that on. Hashtag beautiful, right up there, maybe in the top corner. Oh, I might actually be able to slip it in just in there, I think. I reckon that'll look quite nice. So let's pop this back in the stamp press. In fact, we might just do this with a stamp block. Where's those stamp blocks got? Got stuff going every which way today, haven't I? Here it is. You would not, to see my craft table at the moment, I've got beautiful visible image stamps everywhere, and I've got a head that's full of ideas of how to use them. So lots and lots of videos coming your way using these stamps. So there, I've inked up my hashtag beautiful, and I'm just going to place it in here. All of these cards that I'm making, I will bring into store as well. I'll make them up into cards, bring them in, pop them up on the board in store. So if you're able to get into our store, you'll be able to see them. There we are. I'm not doing another thing to that card. So we've used the 13 Arts Pearl Sprays. We've used the visible image stamps as well, and the stencil, and that is our card. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day, whatever you're getting up to today, and I look forward to, well, being back with you again with a lot more videos very soon. Keep a watch out. Lots of visible image videos heading your way. Thank you very much. Bye.